Good afternoon, my name is Seth Winning, and I bring to you CustomerU, shopping of the future. You're probably wondering, who is this guy? What is he selling? So let's get into it. I'm just like the rest of y'all. I'm just a regular college student who just enjoys, the basics of video games, watching anime, the usual. But I noticed there's an issue with certain things in the shopping method of how we operate. So what is my problem story? What is the problem? You ever been shopping and you run into a particular type of person? We kind of know him. My lovely cameraman Gabe, his mother is literally named after it, Karen. Y'all, if you ever worked in real estate, not real estate, retail, and other things that you have to actually interact with people, you probably run into a Karen or two. And maybe you might not be proud of it, but you yourself might have been a Karen at some point. So characteristics are just really agitated, annoyed, entitled, maybe frustrated, all that wonderful stuff. And why should others be interested in this, particular problem, solution, whatever you want to call it? It's because it kind of is completely ruining shopping experiences across the world. Customer story, it's actually funny because I'm going to talk about this. One buddy of mine, Gabriel, he actually worked in, a customer service line. And his mother, Karen, she went to the place of business he worked at, and she was being a Karen. What Karen did is she, went in line, and it was actually entitled, irritated that day. And so she gets to the drive-thru at this particular place and says, "I don't want any ketchup packets in my bag. Not on the meal or anything like that, like I don't want the ketchup on the sandwich. No, in the bag." So she did what a Karen does and had ketchup packets, that's a little bit on both ends, and then completely whipped a U-turn and yelled at everybody there because ketchup packets were in the bag, not on the sandwich, but in the bag. So, obviously, as somebody who's worked in retail and who's experienced, both ends, and even had a moment or two, I figured this is an issue and how, we need to solve it. Other alternative currently is DoorDash. People are using online shopping or curbside pickup, or the number one is Amazon. And that's just how they're currently getting around the Karens, but it's also really affecting their mental health. So my solution to this is I created an app where the individual can actually design their shopping experience. So they'll get the app, because we're always on our phones anyway, they'll pick out how many people do I want to interact. Because if you're running a business or if you're going through a business, you start to realize everybody's different and it requires a different amount of attention. Some people just do not want to be talked to. And at different times, it could be, kind of a little frustrated because if you go down to a restaurant, you have a big group, but if you're working that, you're going to realize that, oh my gosh, I have all these customers, but I have to give everybody, the businesses want to give them all the same amount of attention, which honestly, you don't really need. Some people are just completely fine of, they walk in, they know what they want to get in, they want to get out. And then you got the Karens who want all the attention. So what they can do is they design, I want all the attention. Or, I don't want any attention. You can also design the mood. And eventually at the end of the app you're using, you can actually leave a review. And as also the person working there, you can also leave a review on the customer. So you can actually, kind of keep a database of what type of customer you're having, what you're dealing with. And, it's completely anonymous. The, people who are working there are going to have a fake name, kind of like Rochelle, John, Jane, or whatever. It's going to be a fake name, so they're completely anonymous. And so the overall is just a simpler way to make shopping for both the customer and for the customer and the workplace as well. That is my presentation. I'm Seth Winning, and that was CustomerU.